Welcome to Beyond Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Petralis, and what you see in front of me is incredible right here. If you've been paying attention to our social media over the last couple days, we're calling it Beyond the Grave. We got sick props here today. We have Anthony and Angelica, and what you see in the middle is what you've been seeing on our social media. These guys made it. They did an incredible job, and they want to give it away. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but obviously the work that these guys do here, sick props, you see it kind of in their background there. I kind of said their names already, but I'm going to introduce them again. From Sick Props, we have Anthony and Angelica Barreto. Welcome to Beyond Podcast, guys.
Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it.
So I got to start off. We didn't even talk about this. I just noticed you guys had matching shirts too. Is that like the official
This is
Sick
the
Prop
official
shirt?
sick prop shirt. Yep.
All right, very cool, very cool. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to digest here, and I'm really looking forward to it. So let's start at the beginning.
Whoever wins this, we'll make sure we get them some sick prop gear to go with it. So
So on you guys heard it live here. On top of this incredible creation, we're also gonna get some sick prop swag. I mean, you can't beat
absolutely.
that. I love it. I love it. So let's jump into it for our audience here because we're gonna hype this up obviously on our social media, and people have already been DMing me. What is this? This is incredible. People that I work with, like coming into my classroom today, asking me about it. So we anticipate this being a pretty hot thing. So sick props. Tell us a little bit about you guys, how long you've been in business, and the different things you do outside of also kind of this.
Yeah. So we've been in business over 20 years. Um, this all started probably about 30 years ago. Me and my good friend Al Marshall, we started off. We were sitting at his house one day in Medford, and he says, let's build a haunted house for the kids in the basement over at the Riverside Projects. And we started doing that. We did it for a couple seasons. And then after that, Al passed away. Unfortunately, got killed in a car accident. So we wanted to keep this going for him. So from there, we went to Angelica's House of Horror, which was, I built all the props and put them on my own lawn. And then from there, people were stopping like, where can I get something like that? And then we turned it into sick props and started producing them out in the shop. And we've been doing it for over 20 years now. I mean, we've had props now, right, basically all over the world. I built hundreds of them. Some of them are in the biggest collections, Halloween collections out there. The furthest one I know of is in South Africa.
Wow.
So yeah, the woman lived up here, loved our stuff. Before she moved there with her new husband, she asked me to build a bunch. We delivered them to a container over in Boston. They went on a ship and they went over to South Africa. So yeah,
That's
we've been
wild.
doing this a long time. And like when I originally started doing it, I wanted to just put out something real quality. And I met up with a lot of the big name. Like, there's nobody in this business that doesn't know who Sick Props is. As we hooked up with the biggest like sculptors on the planet, Paul Daniels from Darkside Studios, Jonathan Fuller, Insane Asylum. These guys, if you ever bought a Halloween mask, more than likely these two guys sculpted it. So we reached out to them, and it started that they'd send us a mask, and our job was to bring it to life. And our props were so realistic that people couldn't get enough of them. And from there, we ended up doing a rental division where we were in nightclubs. We used to do YMCA's, schools, and it's just grown through the years.
So you guys are legit. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
we've been doing it a long time. Like my neighbors think I'm crazy. I mean, you'll see caskets and stuff going. We
I was gonna
built
ask you,
caskets.
what does your front lawn look like on like Halloween? Like, is it?
Actually, this year it's pretty mellow because I really don't have the kids anymore. But I
Yeah,
mean, back in the day, we'd have hundreds and hundreds of people up here.
yeah.
So I mean, we've been on all the news channels and stuff like that. So it's just been a fun business. Um, it's all about the kids. You know how that is. It's when we started getting into with the schools and the YMCA's, like we'd bring a prop, we'd let them pick one, and then we bring a backdrop with all the pumpkins and the flowers, and just make a nice photo area, and it really took off from there.
I mean, let's rewind here a little bit because I there are so many unbelievable things that you said that I was not aware of. Well, then let's start at the beginning. What was your original haunted house that you guys made? Like, what was your I? I'm just so curious because you are so creative all these years later, and you have had such success. What was your first Halloween house? Describe it, your haunted house. Do you
The,
remember?
the, the first haunted house we did, like I said, it was with my good friend Al. We were just
Yep.
sitting there. out in the backyard, the drill, drinking beers, and he said, "Let's build a haunted house
Yeah,
for the
so when I
kids."
want to know that, I wanted that when you said that earlier, I'm like, I gotta ask him how it
And
was.
he's like, "Let's build a haunted house." I said, "You want to build a what?" He goes, "There's a million kids in it." He lives on Riverside Ave, and he's like, "There's a million kids. Let's build a haunted house." So we started building all these props for weeks, and the turnout we had was unbelievable. Everything was free for the kids down there, and we did it for several years. And like I said, Al tragically got killed in a car crash, and I had to keep it going for him. So all
So
these years
you
later.
obviously have had a creative eye. Is this something you've kind of always done as far as art go in your life? Are you a
Yeah,
drawer?
I've
Like,
always I'm the type of guy you could give me a pencil and tell me to build you something and I will. You know what I mean? So, but when I got into the Halloween stuff, I literally, learned from a lot of the best guys out there, all their techniques and just trying different things. Some stuff we didn't know if was, I mean, you had failures, you had non-failures, it like when we did a character like a Jason or something, I like literally studied film to make sure it looked exactly the way he looked. And people really thought like somebody was going to step out and grab him, but then I told them it doesn't move. And they were like blown away that they would not move, that they were actually stationary. But we've done stuff that moved, but through the years, I mean, now we're doing a lot of more Christmas stuff than
I was gonna
Halloween.
ask you.
And
Okay.
reason being, you got everybody's in the game now. You got Home Depot, Lowe's, all these guys. I mean, they're getting their stuff overseas, so it's hard to compete with a business like that. So, but we're still
Angelica, I like that
building.
you just fixed his hair. I noticed you had to give the skeleton a little bit of fix of the hair there.
Uh, Fortunately, Dad is very good at the building concept of the props, but when it comes to making sure that they look right and the costume isn't all folded and rippled, like I'm the one that goes in and like, okay, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be slightly to the left. Like I'm like a very tedious person. Like
Hey.
we'll sit there and we'll watch a movie and Dad's like, okay, the hands gotta be like this. I'm like, yeah, but the fingers have to be slightly closer together. Like I am the one that nitpicks the smaller details and just to make sure that everything comes out right. He's like, "Does this look okay? Can you just look at it for a second?" And I'll look at it and I'll tweak it a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that looks way better."
A true Jedi apprentice here. I mean, you were talking about detail of Jason's mask, and here your daughter saying like even the details to how close the fingers are together. I mean,
Oh
when
yeah, we
go,
we we
yeah.
we brought out every detail there was. I mean, I've had props that I've made that I've taken them to close out to a shooting range and shot at them just to make the holes look realistic. I've lit clothes on fire in my yard,
We
all kinds
buried
of
them in
stuff.
the ground.
Buried them in the ground to get them to rot the
People
right
like, do you
way.
ever get the police called on you randomly?
Oh, I
A
know
couple times
it's
actually.
crazy.
It's
Well,
happened.
actually, it's happened.
It's
But
happened.
we built a prop. What was the name of that one? The one that glue in the dark?
Oh, the
Apparition.
apparition.
We built this prop and we wanted it to look like a ghost, so we called it apparition. And I used all these chemicals to make it glow, and I set it up in the garage, and I had all these black lights on. I'm like, well, yeah, it looks pretty good. All of a sudden, you just heard cars screeching. And people coming over the hill thought it was like a real ghost in my window. Like it was the craziest thing you ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
But
I came from.
I couldn't believe once I went outside and seen it from the street. I was like, okay, now I know why people are reacting the way
Yeah,
that they
I,
react.
I, I was actually coming home from work that night. I worked the graveyard shift at one of my old jobs, and I was coming
How
over the
ironic,
hill,
the
and
graveyard
he
shift.
was out playing in the garage like he always does. He's always out in the shop. He's always playing with everything. And I came over the hill, and there's just this glowing, bright lady in my garage with an open chest. I was like, Dad, you gotta come outside. You gotta look at this because you're causing a little bit of a disturbance traffic wise. Like this thing is like I could see it from space. It was so bright.
Now, is this something, Angelica, that you jumped on board with like at a very early age? Obviously, your house is the attraction of Mefford from beginning of October to maybe the first couple days of November. Is that something right away you jumped on board with Dad and you were just like, I want to be a part of this too?
100%. I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't around when Al was, so I never actually got the opportunity to meet him. But my dad was always in the garage. He was always messing with things, and being a little kid, I was always very curious. So I would go in and I would watch him put these things together and watch him paint them and things like that. And I was very interested in them at the time. And that's how Angelica's House of Horror came to be. I mean, being the kid that has the house to go to on Halloween was always the best feeling. Like I would say like I helped dad build that or my dad built that. Like it's always a great thing to be able to say that, hey, I had a hand on making something that is just so extraordinary and having all of my friends and family and neighbors all coming to the house to look at what we did together. It just kind of spiraled into this thing. And I told him one day, I was like, hey, I want to be a part of it. What can I do? How can I help? Naturally, I'm normally more on the tech savvy side, like the websites and our, all of our pages that we have. But
Yeah, I wouldn't be on with you right now if she won't.
but at the same time, like even some things that I've pitched, like ideas for characters or like positions and poses and things like that. Like sometimes I'm more on like the creative aspect of it that he's like, oh, I wouldn't even think of that. That's a great idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. So we really just kind of ping pong off of each other when we're trying to paw around ideas.
I mean,
And the
that's
funny
awesome.
part, she's an incredible artist. She can draw like insane, like incredible. When I draw these up, they're stick figures. I mean, no drawing skills whatsoever. So, but
He'll come to me with like he's like, I need it to look like messed up, and I need these are the colors that I want. I have the picture in my head and I can't get it out there. Can you help? And I'll sit there and I'll scribble it. And he's like, no, tweak this, and I'll move it around. And that's kind of how we come up with our ideas. Is we sit there and we just kind of throw ideas back and forth off each other, and I draw everything up, and we kind of from the drawing bring it back to life. So.
That's awesome. I mean, listen, from someone who's a dad who just loves spending time with his kids and like doing everything with them, I love this. I think this is great. I hope that Beyond becomes my son or daughter ever want to get a part of it when they get older. I would love that. I think that that's really cool. So that's a cool story in itself. Before we jump into like the giveaway and everything else, I'm just so intrigued because I didn't realize like when you mentioned a lot of stuff at the beginning, I was like, damn. When was the first time you made something that you were kind of like that it got noticed on a bigger scale that you were kind of like, damn, we really got something here?
uh, probably when we were doing Angelica's House of Horror, like I would do them all around the house. I'd have witches on the roof. I mean, I went crazy with it. And it all started. I had a woman, she used to live over in Winchester. She stopped and she's like, your stuff is incredible. Where can I buy it? And I said, well, we make it all. And she's like, I don't care. She's like, I want to buy it. And we started building for her. Like she was buying a lot of them.
She was like a regular.
She was like a
client for
regular.
us.
And
Wow.
then once Angelica started putting it out on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, we hooked up with some of the biggest collectors on the planet. We got a gentleman, Chris Sodom, right? Is it
It's Chris Soderman.
Soderman? His collection's got to be worth hundreds of thousands, and he's got a bunch of sick props there. He'll send a truck from St. Louis. He's bought out my whole garage, every piece I had, and shipped it to St. Louis. And we actually built him a casket go-kart. It's made out of casket, but he wanted a go-kart so he could drive it around his attraction. So we had a go-kart one time made out of a casket, ripping it up and down the street over here. So
You were. I would get in it.
there's nothing we won't take on. We've done characters from, Jason to Pennywise to Valak to every big name character out there. Some we just made up. I did a Santa Claus one year. My wife was pissed that I messed with Santa, but I just had this thing about a gruesome Santa with. I know you might have kids on here, but it was a gruesome Santa with, let's just say, a Rudolph head in his hand, and that
Hey, it's not a bad thing.
That prop was one of the hottest props we ever built. That thing exploded on the
Because you
internet.
don't see that. I mean, truthfully, you never see like a Halloween version of Santa. I mean, you
And
say that.
that's what I said. We actually one of my sculptors that I use, because I don't sculpt. I do a lot of painting, so a lot of the masks I'll get from like these big name mask guys. Like they all know us. Angelica calls them uncles now.
Uncle Polly.
They've been around so long.
They've been.
But when I came up with the idea for Santa, we actually used a mask. It was a Lost Boys David from Lost Boys. I just liked the way the face looked, and then we put a beard on it and turned him into Santa, and it turned out to be one of the craziest things we ever made.
That's awesome. I mean, this
Yeah,
is cool.
so-
This is cool. So you mentioned too a little bit that you guys are getting more into like Christmas and you're kind of getting into
Yeah, we started last year. I actually took the Sick Props logo and put a Santa beard on him and put it out there. And we're doing like a lot of stuff out of wood, silhouettes. We did Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation last year. We did Santa Claus. We did reindeers. I got a sleigh out in my garage right now from the 1800s that I just restored. That'll be out in the yard this year. And then I actually hooked up with my good friend Todd Angeli, the Boston Bruins anthem singer.
Yeah.
And I had him out here last year singing Christmas songs. And we put the word out there, and we next thing we knew, we had 200-300 people in front of the house. And we're doing it again,
I
December
was just
7th.
gonna
You're
say,
more than
well,
welcome to bring the kids by.
I will.
Do it
I
again.
was just gonna say that. Honestly, I was gonna say, hey, when is it? Like, when do you
Oh, yeah,
start so we
we
get
had a
there
blast.
early?
I was actually talking to Todd yesterday, and I told him, I said, I got the sleigh now. I said, if you can get me blades, I'll mount this thing on a trailer, and I'll come pick you up at your house and drive you over. You know?
I mean, we'll come video the whole thing for you. It'll be
Yeah.
unbelievable, actually.
Yeah, Todd's a great guy. We do a lot with him. So
Yeah, I met him at a boxing event. And I
straight.
ran right over. He was at the bar.
Yeah.
It was like very early on. I was doing the videography for it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know people might swamp you, but can I just get a picture with you? He's like, yeah. We talked for like 10
He's
minutes. and-
like the
Oh, he's
nicest
the
guy.
nicest guy. Everybody last year, I think he did more photos than he did singing. 'Cause everybody wanted to take a picture with him. It was a great time.
Yeah. I mean, very likable guy.
Funny story about this prop, though.
Yeah.
I live in Malden now. That's where my shop is, but I still bleed blue. I'm a
There we
Mustang
go.
all the way.
Uh,
So, see her, she's been a golden tornado her whole
So
life.
Thanksgiving's
Ain't happening in this
interesting.
house.
Thanksgiving's
hey, you moved
interesting.
That Medford. That was your choice.
I remember one time I had to have a parent-teacher meeting in Malden, and
Oh
no,
my God.
I wore a Mustang shirt into
You
that
have
school.
to.
And my team was the coach. He was our coach,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's like,
the coach.
I don't want to talk to you. It was like
That's
the
awesome.
most awkward
I don't
thing
even
in
think
the
we
world.
talked about Angelica during that whole meeting. It was like Mustang versus
Yeah. Going
He
over
wasn't
old
winning that.
stats.
So
So
this-
before you jump into this
funny
prop,
story
let's
behind this piece.
go ahead.
is,
Go ahead.
We started calling it Big Al. You probably know the guy Al Morse from Medford.
Yeah.
I started out North Medford Little League. Al was, I played on his son Dennis, every team with him. Phillies, Red Sox, Hawks. And then Al's been a big follower of mine. And I started kidding around with Al, and he goes, I watched your stuff all these years. You never named a prop after me. So we started calling him Big Al, and it kind of stuck. You'll see Al comment out there. He's like, yeah, it's kind of looking like me now,
So
yeah.
let's talk about this prop. Let's hype this up a little bit. So John, John Senspar, you guys know, John's the man. John's the other half of Beyond here. He reached out. He said, hey, listen, I have family. They sick props. I looked you guys up, and to hear everything you're saying, I'm just like, John, you should have hyped this up. These guys are unbelievable,
Oh, yeah.
But you guys were like, hey, listen, we built the prop. We were hoping maybe to do like a giveaway or to donate it or however you wanted to do it. And you reached out to John, and as soon as he
Yep.
said it to me, I was like, this is awesome. This is genius. And he showed me a picture of it. I'm like, absolutely. To
Yep.
see this thing set up now like this next to human beings.
Oh, yeah.
He's a decent size.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's-
it's
he's-
big.
he's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
big.
huge.
Yep.
Now, how long did this take to make this particular? Like, where did it come from? Obviously, I know Big Al. We mentioned like that, but like,
This all start. I mean, we everybody loves our skeletons. I've been doing different styles of skeletons forever, and I mean, I use probably every technique I used in this. We start off with just a basic plastic skeleton, then it gets painted the lighter color, then I coat the whole thing in liquid latex, then I go back and I actually peel it off to make it look more like bone. This is all the stone is made out of wood and a mixture that we call monster mud. It's a combination of dry locks, paint, and like a wall plaster, and you get that stone look out of it.
It's very messy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I'm
It
very
sure.
gets
messy-
everywhere.
I did a life-size one last year of a skeleton, like what would you call it? More like a Grim Reaper,
Yeah.
completely covered to make it look like stone, and it was the messiest job. I'll probably never make another one. It was crazy.
It was probably the worst one yet.
But then we go back in and like a lot of the technique we use to give it texture. With the latex, we use cotton balls. There's so much stuff that goes into them. And then hair in it, the moss on the ground, the stones.
Yeah, the moss on the ground, you forgot to mention. We went to Pine Banks and dug out a bunch of moss to mix
oh
in with
wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get a little crazy sometimes because I want it to look authentic,
a little crazy, and then my truck is covered in moss.
Hey, I mean, but
Love it.
that's insane. So, how long did that take to make?
Total probably about like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Wow.
felt
Yeah.
that.
But we were so known for skeletons, like people couldn't get enough of them. I did every position from lanterns to you name it. We did a lot of stuff down in Salem back in the day. Um, haven't done it in a few years, but we used to do storefronts down there, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
What
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, it's. I never expected it to be what it turned out to be. Like I did this as more of a hobby to entertain the kids, and when people started buying them, it was like they couldn't get enough of them. I was building props in the middle of the summer just to
Yeah,
keep
just
up
to
with
keep
or-
up with
keep
all
up
the
with
orders.
Like people would be like, "Don't you know Halloween's over?" I was like, "Yeah, I know it's June. I got orders I got to get done." You know.
So
It's
what
like,
does that look like for you guys? So when do orders like for Halloween, when do orders typically start rolling in, or does it just never stop?
well, like I said, now I'm kind of shying away from the Halloween stuff. We build a couple year. I'll still do commissions. But
Yeah.
before I would come up with ideas and like I would be building all summer long and I'd have 15, probably to 30 life-size ones in the garage ready to go.
There's a picture of me. I think I was like 10 or 12, maybe.
Yeah, she's completely surrounded.
I'm like completely surrounded by like every single horror character you can think of. Freddy, Jason, Valak, Pennywise. Like I'm like surrounded by like every single one just being like a little kid. Like we had at least like maybe 30
Oh yeah.
that were all signed out to be like, hey, this has to go to this school, this has to go to that one, this has to go to that one. Like
Oh, when I started to came up with the idea to start doing rentals, I never thought it was going to be what it was going to be.
No.
It
We-
just
no.
we were doing nightclubs, we were doing private parties.
private parties, YMCA.
Yeah, I did it actually. The school up the street, Forestdale School. I actually told them, listen, I'm going to donate something. I want to give a photo op, and they started telling people. Next thing you know, I was getting calls from YMCA's and everybody, and all that stuff we did for free. I mean, the schools and stuff like that.
Oh, the
We
schools
we
must have loved you. Must have been the favorite student to get every year in school because I'm sure there was always a little something for Halloween that you.
That's one thing I was never and probably can never be is a favorite student at school. I can tell you that right now.
I wasn't either. Don't feel bad, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not as bad
okay.
as me though.
That is unbelievable.
But
Is
I mean,
there a go
in
ahead,
the
go ahead,
end,
Angelica.
it's always about the kids.
Yeah.
Like the YMCA's, the schools. I'm very close with the mayor of Malden, so he'll reach out to me every once in a while and say, "Hey, I got an event. Do you have anything that you can send out?" In the end, it's always about the kids. It's always about
Yeah.
charity. Like that's mostly what we gravitate towards. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's a great hobby, but it's always been about the kids. Even when I was a kid, I thought it was about the kids.
Yeah, I mean, God, I mean, I could imagine at my school if this, I mean, the kids would go crazy for this. Like
Oh yeah,
this
they,
is yeah.
yeah. Like I said, we were doing the Ys in the elementary schools and like when I say we brought a prop, like say we brought this prop, it would have a backdrop, it would be surrounded with flowers and pumpkins. I mean, it was a showpiece of a photo area. So
Yeah.
and,
Angelica
and
fixing that hair again. Fixing that
Can you
hair
just
again.
she's always fixing here.
But you just smacked him in the face. At least you can apologize.
I mean, you gotta
See,
some
like,
respect. You gotta
back
show
in the
some
day when we
respect.
came up with a mask that I really liked, the way I would see if it was actually scary enough.
Oh,
She'll tell you this. I used to leave them on her nightstand in her room while she was sleeping, and she'd get up and see it, and I just hear her. I said, "Yep, that works."
Oh, that's
wins.
great. That's great.
Oh yeah, I did it to her all the time.
I would either come home from school and he would like come out of the kitchen wearing the mask, or like he would just kind of like have it on like on his hand because they were silicone masks, so you could stick your hand in it. He would
Yeah.
like lean it out of the hallway. I'd be like, What is that?" He's like, "It works." I'm like, "Oh, test subject, got it." That's
I mean,
usually what I
we
was.
went through a phase where I did some pretty gory stuff, and she wouldn't even go in the shop. She
No.
was like, "No, that's too legit. I'm not going in there."
No.
She's like, "I'm not going in to turn on a light. I'm not. I'm not going to do anything."
Believe it or not, after all the years of prop building and seeing how it starts off as a mannequin and ends up as a character, I don't do clowns. I don't like clowns. I don't do clowns. I don't do dolls. So when we actually did
Now you remember what she just said? She don't do clowns. Well, yeah, guess what I did? Clowns.
clowns in here,
Around the house.
and the best part is that was the year that we introduced our animatronics. Like we had like moving things
so it
and
was
like heads
legit.
were moving. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, I'm staying
I
in
had,
this
I had them
year.
out there staring cotton candy and all kinds of stuff.
That was the year that we got mobile. That they were all
Yeah.
moving, and lucky me, my window,
Your biggest
in front of my
fear.
window had a clown.
Like we've made some
I hated
crazy
it.
stuff that I can make move and stuff, but I mean they get pricey. You know, the servos and everything for this. I mean, we've done a bunch of them, But yeah, there's not too much we can't do.
That's
Oh.
incredible. The mayor of Malden, you guys got to get him on. So Eddie Mayor, I always joke with him because we do a lot of Malden sports and we've gotten to meet him over the years. And he's at every Malden sporting event. He shows up. He's
Angelica has him
there.
on speed dial, so you're all
You
set.
guys
I
gotta get.
got you. Don't worry
I
about
love
it.
him. I love him.
Oh, don't worry about it. All I gotta do is hover a Pokemon over his head. Pokemon Go together all the time. I'm constantly in the city of Malden playing Pokemon with him, and he'll call every now and again, and be like, "Hey, you have anything for an event I'm going to?" And I'm like, "Guess you could have gave me a little bit of a heads up," but we talk to each other almost every day. So
Yeah, he's great. I think he's great. I did a rowing event, like high school rowing. Now, we've never done rowing before, but it was like a big event. There were a lot of different teams from the GBL in it. And sure enough, he's on a boat rowing by, and I was like, this guy is everywhere. Like,
Oh, yeah, he's everywhere, Gary. Yeah. You'll
uh,
see him Christmas because he was here last
he
year
was here
singing,
last year.
I was
singing
gonna
and
say
dancing
his
out in
social
front of my
media will be
house.
up for sure, for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Yeah, our
Um,
Christmas event last year, we had everyone from the mayor to city councilors to the police commissioner. And I was getting nervous. I was like, wow, I'm going to shut this street down with the amount of people. And the commissioner said, what are you worried about? I'm here.
Yeah.
that is
Good
awesome.
time. Like we had set food up in the garage, donuts and coffee and hot chocolate. And it just,
Everyone kept saying, "Can we bring anything? Can we bring?" We're like, "No, no, no, don't bring anything. Just bring yourself, bring your kids. It's gonna be a fun time." And they show up with boxes of coffee. And we're like, "Crap, we need a table now." Like, oh no.
I mean, I have to be honest. I'm so blown away. Like John did not hype this up like he should have. Shame on John. John, that your family is incredible. Like
yeah.
I saw some of the stuff and I knew, but I didn't. You guys are like big time. I mean, for people all over the world to be buying your stuff and your
Oh,
stuff to
yeah.
kind of be. You mentioned South Africa. I mean, God, that must be an incredible feeling when you think about the moments of how you got this started or the idea, you said it, just like
Yeah.
a buddy, and to see what this has become, and now it's become such a family thing. I mean,
And
that
the
must
funny
be incredible.
and the funny part, a lot of times people say to me, "I think I have a sick props. How do I know where it is?" And it's funny because my buddy Al that passed away, I put his name on every single one of them. So I'm like, if you look in the right corner, you'll see Al Marshall. Is it there? Yep, yep. It's a sick prop. So
Yeah.
I know where they all are. So
Yeah, I'm gonna anytime you guys have anything, I would love to post it on social media for you guys. Any
oh,
props you
absolutely.
make, like God, I am thoroughly impressed. I mean that. Like I'm kind of blown
I even
away.
have another side thing I'm doing now. It's called AB Designs, and I've done everything from Celtics coffee tables to Bruins tables to
Pokeball corkboard.
yeah. I just love making stuff. You know, you never know what's coming next.
Well, listen, I mean, anything you do, I'm willing to bet is going to be great. So whatever you decide to do, just do it because I'm
Oh
sure it's going
yeah.
to be creative and artistic, and people are going to look at that and want it and want more of it. So
The nice thing is having my garage is right on the other side of my deck, so I tell people it's not even like a job. When I feel like going out, I'll go out there 2, 3 in the morning and start painting. I don't care. When
yeah,
I'm in the mood, I just do it. You know.
that's great. That's
Only
cool.
only problem is that he has very high standards. He won't
Hey,
let anything leave the shop, whether it's Halloween, Christmas, or just a regular coffee table, unless it's absolutely perfect and up to his standards. It doesn't leave. Like if the stain didn't come out the right color, he's scrapping it. He's starting all over again. Like he is so perfectionist. Like if you're getting something from us, it's gonna be great quality because if we won't have it in our house, we're not gonna put it in yours.
I mean, that's a great Is that your guys' slogan?
No.
That's a
Should
good one
be.
though.
Should be.
And that was one of the reasons I got into this when I first started doing the haunted houses and stuff, and I switched to doing my own thing. I mean, back in the day, you had like maybe Spirit Halloween, and to be honest, this stuff you're lucky you get a season out of it. This stuff breaks. I was like, I'm not
Right.
buying this. I'm going to build my own stuff, and it just took off from there. You know.
I mean, this is incredible stuff. So obviously, let me hype this up a little bit from our end. You guys kind of donated this. We're actually selling tickets, $15 a raffle ticket. We are going to be donating money to charity. And right now we're limited to 50 people. 50 tickets can be purchased. And I'll tell you, after the first day, we already had 25 purchases. So
Nice.
people are very
Wow.
interested. People are, as I said, been DMing, texting. So within a day, we've already kind of hit half of the giveaway. So So we are
Nice.
really excited for it. We think this is going to be huge, and we are drawing this on the Friday, October 24th. So let me hype this up for the audience. There's, we're giving up to 50 chances to buy to win this prop from Sick Props. You guys have heard it here. I mean, they're not only locally a great name, but worldwide they are. I mean, their stuff is found all over the place, being contacted from people that from all over the country and spreading it and shipping it everywhere else all over the world too. It's incredible stuff. It's incredible quality. They said this took them about 3 weeks to make. So how do you enter it? DM us. We'll give you the details. But basically, it's $15. You can Venmo. Our Venmo's on our social media. We're selling up to 50 tickets, and you heard it here. 25 of them are already sold. So we only have 25 remaining. So if you want it, make sure that you put in a chance to win it. We will be donating all the money to charity. It's not anything that we're keeping or hanging on to. We think this is really cool, and I'm honored to be working with these guys. I mean, talking to them here and hearing what they're doing, the fact that we're working with you guys, thank you. I'm very happy working with you guys. I think this is incredible, and we really appreciate this. I think Halloween's the favorite season. I have a younger brother who was born on Halloween, so Halloween has always been a humongous deal in our house. And when I was younger, my mom used to decorate. Most certainly not with quality like this, but every part of the house always was decorated Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. It was my brother's birthday, like I said, so it was a big thing for our fam. So this is cool. I was really happy to get you guys on here today. Where can people find you? Where can people like look you guys up? Your website, social media, things like that.
We're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. I mean, we're out there. It's,
You must
just
kill it on TikTok. How do you guys do on TikTok?
we do all right, you know.
Yeah, you guys
I did.
kill it.
I mean, there's a couple out there that I mean they've done very well, you know.
It's
Yeah,
all about the algorithm, unfortunately. Like it all
yeah,
depends on who it actually reaches out to, but when we actually hit that right audience, that they explode.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
all
I
over
mean,
the
I could
place.
see that. I could totally see that with your guys'
And,
stuff.
and just to add something to your followers that are buying raffle tickets for this, every one of us has that person in that family that's wicked into this. So if you buy a raffle ticket, I mean, if you're not into it, I'm sure you got somebody that would love to have this. So I tell people that all the time. I have a woman that we used to do a lot of raffles, and she'd enter because her brother was just a diehard, and you know she won a couple of them actually. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's incredible.
One last funny story for
Yeah,
you.
please.
We did a raffle one year, and I had probably 10, 15 props, and I let them choose. They could choose any life-size prop they want.
Oh,
So this gentleman ended up winning it, and he called me and he said, I said, which one would you like? He goes, I want the life-size Pennywise. I says, okay, that's fine. I says, I forget where he lived, but I said, I can't deliver it. You got to come get it. Well, come to find out, this gentleman did not have a license because of a drinking and driving incident. He showed up in an Uber, okay? And I got this body wrapped in plastic. You had to see the horror in the Uber driver's face.
he was like horrified. He's like,
He
what did I
showed
sign
up
up
like
for?
like a navigator, and he's like, "Oh, can you open the back?" And we're sliding this life-size Pennywise.
I was just sitting there like,
Of an Uber. Afterwards, the guy got a kick out of it, but in the beginning, he's like, "Oh God, what did I get myself involved in?" You know. But
I
have
mean,
some,
that's
I have
awesome.
I have some crazy customers that are diehard into this stuff. I have one guy. Every time I build him a prop, he picks it up in a hearse.
oh my
You'll
god.
see and he owns 3 hearses. He drives them like daily drivers.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the most important detail.
What?
One of the times, this hearse guy, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
forgot to tell him he was coming.
Unfortunately, my father works his night job. He forgot to tell me and my mother he was coming. So he calls, he goes, hey, I have a customer coming to pick up a prop. You know, when he's outside, I'll call you, I'll let you know. It's raining, it's chilly out, you know, not your typical day. It's kind of a crappy day for a prop pickup, but we're like, fine, whatever, we'll do it. We open the front door and there's just a hearse in front of the house. So I like stop and I'm like,
And it's all painted with like graves.
yeah, I'm like, is this the right like person? And he gets out of the hearse, he goes, sick props. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I thought I was getting kidnapped.
I
I called
mean,
my dad after we finished up with the pickup and everything. I was like, you're a jerk. Like you couldn't have told me that he showed up in a hearse.
And
Like I thought I was
and
getting murdered.
I knew he was going to show up in a hearse because he always does.
Only detail he neglected to mention that he was in a hearse. I was like, I thought I was getting murdered, kidnapped,
Right.
something.
Yeah, we've had
That's
some,
not
we've
normal.
had some funny stories over the years.
does he
Yeah.
look like a guy who would drive a hearse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
And his house, I forget what city it's in, but his house is like decorated like beyond you couldn't even imagine.
No.
Yeah, couldn't even imagine. Like we've had other ideas that we wanted to start something like and we actually did it a couple of years, but then it just got to be too much. We wanted to do like the ultimate home hunt where we were gonna build a trophy and go around and check out displays and
For a couple
we
years.
did it for a couple seasons and we wish we could have kept that going. We actually had another idea. We wanted to try to do a summer program with maybe a school called
Ooh.
Making Monsters and teach the kids how to do this stuff. So there's a lot of ideas getting thrown around, but we'll see. We'll see what the
Well,
future
maybe
brings.
maybe we can chit chat because I run a summer program.
There you
Ah,
go.
there
There
you
you go.
I do. I run it through the city of Medford. Blue,
Yeah,
there we
Even
go.
better.
Blue and white. There we go. Navy and blue. No, navy and white.
yeah.
Um,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did you hear that? Blue and white.
All right.
Not gold, blue.
You're the one who chose to move out of Medford.
uh,
Now let's go.
but yeah, I mean, in all honesty, we can talk off air a little bit, but I think that if we can make that would be
The kids
interesting.
just
That'd be
love this
fun.
stuff. I mean, if I
Yeah.
could come up with a couple small things that they could make, they go crazy for it. You'd have kids signing up left and right.
Couple
Yeah.
small things we could make. I could come up with a couple different ideas on like the more of like mellow spectrum. Nice little Frankenstein.
I had a little girl one time message me online saying, "You never." What was the one I never?
Jack Skellington.
She was like mad that she was like a 6-year-old. She goes, "I never, you never
We
did
got
it."
ripped by a 6-year-old for not making a Jack
She's
Skellington.
like, all the props I see online, I never seen a Jack Skellington, this and that. So I made it and I sent her videos and she's like, "That's it. That's what I wanted to see. It's beautiful." I ended up giving it away. I ended up giving it to her.
We gave it to her.
I
At the end of
packed
the
it up
season,
and
we packed it up and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, I shipped it to her house. I was like, "It's yours. There you go." So
I mean, wow, that's awesome. I
yeah,
mean, honestly, you are smart for really thinking about other things to do with this because obviously seasonally now you're looking at this a little bit differently. But yeah, I mean, everyone's aspiring to be something and everyone's aspiring to do something. And if this is nothing else more to inspire somebody to pursue something like this or to pursue
yeah,
something that they're passionate in, it's why we do this. Like, it's we work with so many different people and we love showing people off and what they do because it's important. I think
yeah.
I respect anybody who hustles and works hard. I know I do that, so I'm always big into how can I help you or what can I do for you. So that stuff, keep kicking the can around because I
Oh yeah.
there's way
But
more
but
out
I'll
there
tell
for
you,
that.
some of these little kids are very creative. They'll show me a video game, and I'll be like, "You want me to make that?" I mean,
Yeah.
that's we've done some of
We've
them,
done a couple.
but some of them stump me. They'll be like, "Can you make this?" I'll be like, no, I
Yeah.
don't even know where to begin."
You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was always the art kid in school. Like, I would always have a pencil in my hand. I'd always be doodling off by myself. Like, if there was a program like that around when I was growing up, like, just
Oh, you would have been all into it.
I would have been all over it as a kid. So I feel like it's also another way for kids, especially in my field where I was the art kid, like I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, to feel seen, to be able to express themselves the way that they think is the best way to express themselves, to be able to bring out that creativity in someone who might not want to express it or are too afraid to express it. I mean, this kid could be the next, Leonardo da Vinci. We don't know unless we bring out that inner creativity in them. And, that's
Yeah.
kind of what this business also did for me as a kid because I never shared my art or anything online. I was too afraid, but he started posting everything and then we started working together. And that's kind of how I
Again,
came to
she
be.
posted everything. I'm lucky I could turn it on.
You're like, I like this. Can you post it? Yeah. Well, you guys, listen, you guys are amazing. I'm really impressed, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I think, yeah, I mean, I want to chat with you guys more. I could talk to you for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think what you do is amazing. And like I said, going forward, we will share anything that you have coming out or doing or a sneak peek of or whatever. I
Yeah,
think
sounds good.
you
Definitely.
guys are great.
Yeah,
But thank you for this opportunity. We
yeah,
will make sure that I'm telling you this. I won't say her name because I don't want to embarrass her. But there's a woman that I work with who we posted a teaser like 2 weeks ago
yeah.
about this, and within like 5 minutes, I got a text being like, "What is this? I love it and I want it." And I was like, "You
Yeah.
just have
I
to wait for the
want it.
details."
Oh
And
yeah.
so we posted it last night, and I shared it with her. I actually copied the link and texted it to her. I said, "Here you go,"
Yeah.
and immediately was responded and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna buy raffles." Like, and came into my room today and she's like, "I hope I win." Like, she's like really, really into it. So,
Yeah.
just so you guys know that story. But
That's
I'm
Well,
telling
awesome.
we
you,
love that.
That's
We love
yeah,
when people get invested.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
we've had people buy because we usually have to limit our raffle tickets, unfortunately,
yeah,
because we'll just have people just buy all of them, and we're like, no, that's not how that works. Like
yeah,
we usually have to limit it to like 5 or 6 per person because they'll be like, I want it. I'm like, cool, but
And,
it's
and
for
I and I
charity.
I
yeah,
always try to limit it when I did my raffles because like people would ask me, how come you only sold 50 tickets? I said I could sell 200, but I want to give people an actual fair shot of winning it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we used to limit our raffles all the time. Like we'd sell out within a night.
Yeah,
And
we'd be doing the drawing the next day, like.
everyone's like, oh, you can make so much more money. I said, I don't care about the money. I want people to have a shot at actually winning it. If I have a
Yeah.
guy that wants to buy 10 tickets, more than
Right.
likely there's a chance he's going to win it. So we always limited everything, give
Yeah,
everyone a
it's
fair
smart.
shake,
That's nice. Yeah, that's
Yep.
nice because most people would look at it the other way and just being like, "Who cares?" So look at all these people buying tickets, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's yeah,
Yeah.
So good for you guys. That's nice.
So
But
yeah,
thank you. Yeah,
I can't wait to see who wins this. And like I said,
yeah,
we're gonna give you some sick props t-shirts, you guys too. And
yeah.
yeah, we'll get this over to you. So
Well, listen, guys, Friday, October 24th is when we will be revealing the winner. We
nice.
sold 25 tickets already, so we are halfway there to the tickets being bought. I know once we put this out there, I think it's going to move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But we thank you guys, and I mean it. We really thank you for the opportunity to work with you guys here and to show off your amazing work. I think that's the thing that makes me probably the happiest is this made me happy. Like I said, John, you did not hype this up as well
John
as
was
you should
holding out
have.
on you.
He
Right?
did. I mean, he
Yeah.
was very complimentary of you guys, how amazing you guys were, and
Yeah.
everything else. But he failed to mention all this other incredible stuff that you guys talked about today. And
Oh, he's already requested one of my cousin Eddie's for his house.
look,
So
I mean, when you said cousin Eddie, I was like, God, John would love that. And now to hear you literally say
yeah.
that, well. Listen, we have to make sure we'll get video of him putting it out there because that's awesome. I can't wait to see that. Actually, that's
I
funny.
can't wait to see him. I see your video. He lost 100 pounds.
You
He's
might not
making me look
recognize
bad
him.
now. You
You
know?
might not even know who. You might walk by him in the street, not even know
Yeah,
who he is.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's worked really hard at it. He's been very disciplined and, working with him, it's kind of been fun watching him progress with that, his weight
Yeah.
loss. Every time we go to a gig or every time we're at something, I'm always like, damn, he lost weight. Damn, you look good. John, you look good. And then, and now it's like, yeah, he's skinnier than me,
Yeah.
so it's he's done a really good job, and it's not easy to do, and we give him a lot of love. I
See,
was on
I
a
fixed that
podcast.
problem. I just hang out with guys that are bigger than me, and I
That's cheating.
Hey, that's hey, you're thinking, right? You're always thinking. So,
Oh yeah, always thinking.
Too
but
much.
guys, this is Sick Props here. Anthony and Angelica, thank you guys for coming on here today. I really appreciate your time. And like I said, Friday, October 24th, somebody will be walking home. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll be picking it up in a hearse.
Yeah.
But regardless, somebody's going to be winning something amazing that they're going to have for a very long time because this is high quality. You heard how long it takes them to put this together, and we thank you guys for it. So
It's
go ahead.
thank
Yeah.
you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you, and
Yeah.
good luck. Hopefully, to whoever wins it.
Yeah.
Good luck
Thank
to
you.
whoever wins it. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want Big Al?
And we know the hair.
kind
We
of
know
miss
at least the
moving him
hair is
around
going to
the
be
shop.
taken
We've had him
care
for
of.
so
We know
long.
that.
We've had him for so long. I'm kind of gonna miss moving him around.
Yeah.
Well, someone lucky will win it. Someone good, someone who really wants this. So
Oh,
it'll be at
absolutely.
a good place. So
Yep.
Anthony, Angelica, Al, thank you guys for coming
All
on
right.
here.
Thank you. We
I'm your
appreciate it.
host, Anthony Petrolis. Till next time.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.